Scott, do you see now? Golden's voice bounced around in Scott's mind. Spring Bonnie, the crying children, and William all stared down at Scott. Swirling around them was a vibrant red smoke. It looked just like the smoke that surrounded Scott. Suddenly, the vibrant red was consuming all of them. Golden Freddy stepped through the smoke. It drained away under Golden's feet, only leaving behind Golden and Scott. You've been so focused on what you saw in your best friend that you didn't see what he had become, Golden explained. He was so tired of this. He didn't want to say anything else, but he had to. They were almost done. They had to be. Golden wrapped his arms around himself. He had to finish this. You have a lot to learn. Golden gave himself a reassuring squeeze. He could do this. And I can't be the one to teach you. Golden knew Scott could do this on his own. Scott had all the pieces to the puzzle. He could put it together by himself. For Golden's own sake, he would have no part in it. Perhaps he needed to explain that? Justify it? Maybe then Scott would stop asking, and maybe then this could be over. Golden tilted his head down. The once soft clouds shifted into jagged flames. Golden was shaking. He needed to explain. I can't, he gasped. It hurts too much. Golden's voice box was constricting. It was so painful for him to look back. I can't. Golden couldn't finish. He couldn't, but he had to. Scott stood before the trembling animatronic. He had held on to every word. There was so much to be done, so much to repair. However, there was one thing he needed to do first. Scott took a hesitant step forward, and then another. The world around them was swirling, turning truly vile. But Scott's sole focus was on the animatronic, who he himself had built. Scott didn't know what to say. He wasn't sure if there was anything to say. So instead of saying anything, Scott wrapped his arms around Golden Freddy, and he hugged the terrified creature. Scott and Golden's mental connection snapped. Suddenly, they were both back in the pizzeria and back to reality. Oh, wait. Hey, my lovely cupcakes. Elsie Rowe here. I really hope you guys enjoyed that chapter of the comic. Oh my gosh. So this chapter, I think we're on chapter 18. This one was an emotional gut punch. Originally, so this one actually has more panels than the, panels pages. It has more individual drawings than most of my comics. Most of the chapters in this series, I should say. The reason why I did that is because this scene with Golden is so nerve-wracking and intense that I'm like, I want to tell you guys what's happening. I do, because it is a story, and I want to tell you guys a story, of course. But this felt better to show you what's going on with Golden. I still told y'all a bunch. Clearly, we wrote a whole chapter on it. But it was really fun to just... This chapter also emotionally hurt. It's just so, my baby. Oh my goodness, Goldie. Also, I just gotta say, good for Golden. Because yeah, he needed to set that boundary. Because looking back, Golden lost his whole world because of William. I'm not gonna talk about Fredbear. So Fredbear vanished because of something that technically William didn't do, kind of. Not gonna touch that. That's a whole other thing. But after Fredbear vanished, so Fredbear is Golden's twin brother. When Fredbear vanished, separate thing, all Golden had left was the diner, Spring Bonnie, and the kids that he performed for. William took all that away. He got the diner shut down because children went missing and they couldn't find the bodies and they couldn't find out who killed them or took them or whatever. We know he killed them. And one day, Spring Bonnie just straight up vanished. Just gone. And Golden was the only one that was left. Golden lost everything that he had because of what William did. Fredbear we're not talking about. I really want to tell you guys where Fredbear is, and I really want to explain that, but I'm just separate. We'll come back to that later. Y'all gotta stay tuned for that. But yeah, also just in retrospect, and also just don't do. Okay, so if someone is shaking and looking like they're having a panic attack in front of you, your first instinct might be to go up and hug them. That might not always be the best idea. Like what Scott does here, it works mostly because Golden is very touch reactive because he's an animatronic, and in this AU storyline, he is designed to be able to feel things, and having someone to hug him was able to give him that endorphins feeling, the feeling that some people get when they get hugged by someone they care about, even when they're going through a stressful situation. That being said, if someone's actively having a panic attack, and don't be your first instinct shouldn't be to hug them, because even though that might work, it won't work for everybody. Every single person is different. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because Scott in this situation is basing this off of what he knows about Golden. He has no idea what to say. He has no idea what to do. So his first thought is, how have I been able to calm Golden down before? Hug him. So again, I'm just bringing this up for general clarification, and also as somebody who has experienced panic attacks, they suck. Hugging somebody during a panic attack isn't always the best thing. Some people love that. Some people need that. Not everybody. But yeah, I just wanted to say that real fast at the end of the video. I know it might not do anything, but I still want you loves to know, because that's important. But yeah, Scott has a lot to do to redeem himself. I don't know if he'll fully be able to redeem himself, but I'm really happy that we've gotten to this point with Golden, because Golden laid down a boundary. He's like, I do not want to talk about this time in my life because it was really traumatic, and he's really focused mostly on moving forward. He can't really do that if he's just living in the past. Now, what will Scott do? What will Scott say? You guys simply have to wait until the next chapter. Well, thank you, my lovely cupcakes, for watching this lovely episode of our show, and I will see you next time. Bye!